Hello, good morning. It is Monday, second Monday in February. I think it's February 10th or something like that. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of make a note that I've been noticing I've had some pretty good postings that I wanted to include in some conversations that I had with several people on YouTube. And I find these posts to be deleted because I think a lot of what was being spoken was not necessarily coming from me, but a lot of these postings that I would put on YouTube were very profound. And it was kind of funny how after I read these postings, I said, wow, that's pretty good. I didn't even know at the time that I was writing these things how deep and thoughtful these postings were. So I'm gonna basically just tell all of the black people on YouTube that YouTube is a privately owned forum, and it has the ability to alter the conversation. And I think as black people, we need to be aware that in controlling the media, you can really shape and control the conversation. And it should be fundamentally apparent when you look at the founders of this country making and establishing the freedom of the press as being a fundamental right that is necessary for a free society to remain free. So with that being said, I don't mean any disrespect to YouTube. I'm so grateful that you guys honor me and allow me to have a channel and allow me a voice that I may not have had opportunity to have in any other way. I'm very grateful. So I'm not, don't consider my words to be a slandering of YouTube. I'm just noticing that a lot of my comments, some that are almost provocative for the reader to read, they go unrebutted. Like somebody might say something to me and then I say, well, you didn't answer the question. And then I'll make a posting that's very short and to the point and clear to support this train of thinking. And that post never comes up. So the person who made the challenge to me to say, oh, he didn't want to come back because he had nothing to offer. No, I'm telling you that there are answers. And the only reason why you're not seeing it is because something or someone in YouTube's organization has been watching and following and maybe flagging my post to say, oh, he's going to give this woman a real answer for her to chew on that may actually lead to her growing and becoming the person that we don't want her to become. Because as long as these black people remain divided, they will be like steaks on a grill. We will be able to feed and consume all that they have. So I just hope and pray, and I will say it once again, I honor YouTube. I thank you for giving me this platform to present views and to get people to think. But I really would hope that for whatever means or mechanisms that certain postings are not allowed to stand, that if you truly are for an open discussion of things, that you allow my postings to stand as the first posting that seemed to be somewhat inflammatory or irritating to the reader. You don't want me to qualify, you don't want me to clarify, and I'm going to give my email in the description box. That way, in the event the video that I present provokes you to want to communicate to me, I say that we need more than one avenue of communication. You know, a lot of people say, well, I don't want to give you my email address because I don't know you. Well, you know, I don't know you either, but I know that if you continue thinking the way you're doing, nothing's going to change. If we remain divided, nothing's going to change. If we feel like we're justified in our thinking because it makes us feel good, although it's just so hypocritical and self-destructive, nothing is going to change. So let's just be a little more mindful and concerned. And I would just tell you guys, I'm going to put my email posting, I'm going to go back and put them in all my videos. So if you had a question or comment that went unanswered or unresponded to, please send me an email response. I'll be more than happy to take the time to answer these questions. And a lot of these questions, more than one person has the question. So I'm just giving you fair warning, YouTube. I'm not going to be just one answering all these YouTube inquiries. I'm going to take the time to see the gist of what they're saying, and God will grant me the wisdom and the strength to do a broadcast email reply to all of those comments that are all the same. Because, you know, for me to get one man to think clearly, he can take that light of clarity and shine it to others. And it's not, you can make all the effort you want. You can even shut my video channel down. But, you know, the fact that you're not going to keep me from going to the beach and publicly speaking on these things. You're not going to keep me from going to the university and talking about these things. So you are limited in what you can and cannot do in terms of shutting the mouth. If God before me, you can do whatever you like. It's not going to make any difference. So with that, I honor you to let you know that I'm very grateful for having a channel here. I'm very grateful for the forum, but I'm really feeling a little uncomfortable when I see postings, people are asking questions, and then they respond, oh, you have nothing to say, so I see. And then I make 2 or 3 postings over and over and over. There was a video on David Carroll where this guy basically, you guys can look it up. It was the one, part 2, that why black quarterbacks can't win the Super Bowl. I had a conversation with a gentleman where he said that this conversation is over and how dare you. And, you know, I have respect for so many views. And then all of a sudden he just starts attacking me and he says, who in the hell are you to tell me anything? And I said, well, I tried to put a post, and I think I posted this about 10 times. And I basically told him, I said, well, thank you. The post, you're not going to see it. But I'm just telling you that the general gist of my post to respond to him after he said this conversation is terminated. And I basically wanted to tell him, thank you for having so much respect for my post. Because obviously you're a hypocrite because you really don't have this open-minded view to respect my post. In fact, you have a obviously hostile view to my position, which to me is hypocritical. If you are supposedly open-minded, you should be able to respect my view and have an intelligent conversation to tell me why my view is so wrong. But obviously you want to get along with people that will respect you. And you know what my Bible teaches me, that you're either for truth or you're not. You're either for God or you're not. And for you to respect people who are deceived or in opposition to your understanding, you need to engage them to the point where you guys are going to either walk away or they're going to be persuaded. It's, you know, sometimes people, you can't really persuade people. You know, they're going to walk away whether you give them the truth, lay it down to where their mind acknowledges it. You know, but the whole thing is, if you know you got a hold of this thing called truth, you know, it's easy to defeat those who don't. Because the one who has it, he knows that the one who doesn't. And if he gave it to you, he's going to tell you, look, these people are going to argue with you. They're going to think that what they believe is right, but I'm going to give you words that have so much power and wisdom, they won't have anything to say to oppose it. And that's what happens. A lot of times when I talk to people, I don't really get excited. I get excited because I want them to know this thing and know it as well as I know it. But it's at a point where they basically start name calling, start laying all of their PhDs on the table, and I'm basically saying, what does any of that have to do with what we're talking about? You know, is your knowledge level so weak that you now have to impress me with your Harvard philosophy degree, with your PhD, you know, in social studies? Let's just see how valuable that PhD is worth in your thinking. So too, I end this video, you know, I want everybody to think clearly and be blessed. And YouTube, you guys got either a snake in the grass, or you guys are purposefully trying to keep us divided by directing and misdirecting, by not allowing the posts that are I'm genuinely laying these posts in, and to me, I just don't. I'm just asking the question. So I'm gonna put my email address in, and I'm gonna do my best to respond to as many emails as I can. I'm not gonna read all of them through. I'm really gonna trust God to allow me to skim these things and get the gist, and then I'm gonna create a general list of people that are consistently saying the same thing. And then I'm going to respond to those in a mass email response. So, you know, save your breath, YouTube, if you think you're going to overload me with a million email questions and comments. If they are, I'm going to get some help. God's going to bring me some people to help me get this thing worked out. So peace to all of you, and may God bless this world.